Personal Development Quarter 2, Lesson 23. And now we are going to talk about the family structure and legacies. Okay, so let's answer the riddle. I am the link that ties us all from young to old, big to small. What am I? So ano yung answer nyo here? That is family. Next, when is your uncle, sisters, not your aunt? What is your answer? She is your mother, or that is your mother. So for the objective of this lesson, we have to define family and explain its importance in young children. Identify the different types of family structures. Okay, so kailangan ma-identify natin and then ask ourselves, saang family structures ba ako belong? And then we also have to explain and differentiate the social, emotional, and spiritual legacy. So ano daw ba yung mga pagkakaiba ng social, emotional, and spiritual legacy? So when you say family, it came from a Latin word, the familia, which means group of people living in the household. So family could be related by blood or by other relationship. So tinatawag na pamilya ang isang family kapag kayo ay nakatira sa isang one household. So family is the basic unit of our society. It is also the smallest organization in our community. It is said to be the group of the individual living together in one household. So family kapag ka nasa one household. So family comes in a different forms. It could be vary from one family to another, and it is usually composed of mother, father, and children. Some other includes the grandparents, auntie, uncle, cousin, and other relative. So we also have the types of family structure. Ngayon, malalaman natin what are those type of family structure. And then we're gonna ask ourselves, ano ba yung family structures na meron ako? So, first one, we have a nuclear family. So, ito yung first family natin. So, also known as the conjugal or the traditional family, consists of a married couple and their offspring. So, example dito ay the mother, the father, and children. So, ayan. Nuclear family kapag may nanay, tatay, at anak. Next, we also have the extended. So when you say extended family, ang tatandaan lang natin dito, include all the relatives in proximity. Meron tayong grandparents, auntie, uncle, and cousin. And then, nakatira together in one household. So, kapag kasama mo sina lola at si lolo mo sa isang bahay, ang family structure mo is extended. So, example here is a family living together, mother, father, children, grandparents, aunt, uncle, and other relatives in one roof. So, extended family. Next, single parent family. So, from the word single parent, ang nandito lang is a single parent family could be a result of a divorce, the death of a one parent, or even a single parent adoption. So, ibig sabihin, it's either your father then children, or it's either your mother and children. So, dapat ay isang parent lang. Kaya, ang structure niyan ay single parent family. We also have here the step family. So a family where the parents have divorced or remarried, bringing children from other unions together to form a new nuclear family. Step family ka kapag halimbawang nag-asawa yung iyong magulang tapos may dala siyang ibang anak. So kapag kasama mo yung mga anak ng asawa ng iyong magulang. So step family po ang tawag doon. Next, we also have the foster family. A family include parents who serve as a temporary guardian for one or more children to whom they may or may not be biological related. So, foster family ito kapag temporary guardian ka ng isang mga bata. It could be your relative or not. So, halimbawa, parents, children, and foster child. So, halimbawa, yung mga nag-aaral ng malayo na dito kayo sa Talisay, tapos yung parents nyo nasa ibang lugar, pero nagkaroon ng opportunity, ang guardian nyo lang ay mga tita-tito. So, yun yung parang tinatawag natin na foster family, a temporary guardian. Next, adopted or adoptive family. So, a family wherein parents may adopt a child to whom they share no blood relationship, or one parent may adopt the child of the other parent. So, eto naman, pag sinabi nating adopted family, ay wala talagang relasyon pero nag-adapt ka ng ibang anak ng iba. Pero usually kapag ganitong adopted family, may kasulatan na siya. So example, parents, mother and father, adopted child, okay? So meron na silang kinuhang adopted child. Okay, meron tayong tinatawag dito the biracial or the multiracial family. So, dito sa biracial, a family wherein parents are from different races. So, ibig sabihin, ibang lahi. Like here, ang example dito, Filipina mother, tapos American father. Okay, biracial siya or multiracial family kasi ang tatay ay Amerikano at ang nanay naman ay Pilipina. So, ano naman yung pinagkaiba nito sa transracial and adopted family? So, a family wherein parents adopted a child with different races. So, example dito, American parents nag-adopt sila ng Filipino children. So, parehas na American, tapos ang inadapt nila ay Filipino children. So, tawag doon transracial adoptive family. Pero dito sa biracial or the multiracial family, ang isa ay American pero ang mother ay Pilipina. Okay? So, nagkaroon lang ng ibang lahi within family. Okay, next. Childless family. So, from the word childless, married couple without children. So, mother and father only. Next, we have here also the gay or the lesbian family. So, a family wherein both parents has a different sexual orientation and it's a part of the LGBTQ community. So, ibig sabihin, yung iyong parents ay member ng LGBT community or a gay or a lesbian. So, ang structure sa family mo dyan is gay or a lesbian family. Meron din tayong tinatawag the migrant family and the immigrant family. So, dito muna tayo sa migrant. Ang sabi dito sa migrant, it is a family who settle together in a different place. It could be from one place to another due to some circumstances, such as father's job. So, a family who migrated from a place because the father is military officer. So, when you say migrant family, it is a temporary na pumupunta ka in one place because of the job of your father. Halimbawa nga, na-assign yung iyong tatay as a military na pumunta sa Cebu or sa Zamboanga. So, dun kayo magstay. Tinatawag silang migrant family because temporary lang sila dun because of the work of your father. Okay? So, there is a possibility pa na bumalik kayo sa inyong tunay na tahanan. So, while the immigrant family, ang sabi kasi dito, a family wherein one or both parents are already an immigrant of the other country. So their children may be or maybe not an immigrant. So ang example naman dito, immigrant family ka kung halimbawang ang nanay mo ay nagtatrabaho sa Canada tapos nag-apply siya doon as a Canadian citizen. So ibig sabihin ang nanay mo ay immigrant na kasi meron siyang intention to live there sa Canada. So, a family whose mom is already an immigrant of Canada, their mother is already a Canadian citizen, but the rest of the family members are not. Kasi nga, hindi pa rin naman kayo nag-move into a Canada. Pero immigrant family ka kung ang nanay mo ay nagtatrabaho sa Canada tapos nag-apply siya doon as a citizen. Okay po? Okay, the most important people in the lives of the young children are their parents, of course. Yun naman talaga lagi. Sa ating mga kabataan, ang pinaka-importante yung parents natin. From birth, children depend on their mother and father. There are also people that act parent roles in caring and protecting children overall well-being. And they are known as guardian. Okay, ang ating parents talaga yung ating nagiging guardian. So parent utilize resources which they think guarantee positive experiences for their children. Each of us have legacies passed from our ancestor, from generations such as culture, tradition, and custom. No matter who we are, where we live, or we have one thing in common, ang tinatawag yung heritage. Okay? So, ano ba yung heritage nating tinatawag? Ito yung something na naipasa sa atin ng ating mga ancestor. Something na naipamana sa atin ng ating mga ancestor. Something na gusto nating ipamana din sa mga susunod na henerasyon na meron tayo. So this heritage is transferred to us by our parents, whether good or bad. This heritage is also called a legacy, okay? Yung heritage natin or a legacy, ito yung mga bagay na ipinapasa sa atin ng ating magulang at gusto nating ipasa sa mga susunod pa nating generation. And this could be passed to us socially. At itong heritage or itong legacy na to could be passed to us socially, emotionally, or spiritually. So, isa-isahin natin yan. So, what is the emotional legacy na tinatawag? So, in order to prosper, children need an enduring sense of security and stability nurtured in an environment of safety and love. So, a family can create an atmosphere that provide a child's fragile spirit with the nourishment and support needed for healthy emotional growth. It will require time and consistency to develop a sense of emotional fullness, but the rewards are great. So, strong emotional legacy, ito daw yung mga strong emotional legacy. So, provide a safe environment in which deep emotional roots can grow. Next, foster confidence through stability, convey a tone of trusting support, nurture a strong sense of positive identity, creates a resting place for the soul, and demonstrate unconditional love. So, these are the legacy na dapat meron tayo. Ito yung mga emotional legacy na nakukuha natin with our parents. Kasi habang lumalaki tayo, ito yung nakikita natin sa kanila. So, ibig sabihin, ito yung na-adapt din natin. Next, ang tanong is, which characteristic or emotional legacy did your parents pass on to you? Ano ba yung legacy na sa tingin mo meron ka na nakuha mo sa parents mo? And which characteristic would you like to build into the legacy that you may pass to your future children? At ano ba yung legacy na gusto mong iwanan sa magiging future children mo? Now, we have here the social legacy. So to really succeed in life, children need to learn more than management strategies, accounting, reading, writing, and geometry. So ito yung mga sinasabi natin the basic foundation of learning. So they need to learn the art of relating people, the art of socialization. So if they learn how to relate well to others, they have the advantage in living in life. Dapat alam natin on how to deal with the other people. And children need to gain the insight and social skill necessary to cultivate healthy and stable relationship. As children mature, they must learn to relate the family members, teachers, peers, friends, and also our community. So eventually, they must learn to relate to coworkers and many other types of people in their surroundings. Okay, so on how we deal to our to in or on how we interact to other people. So what are the key building blocks of children's social legacy include? Ano daw ba yung mga social legacy na dapat meron tayo? Ano yung social legacy na dapat meron tayo ipapasa para sa ating mga future children? So respect, of course, beginning with themselves and working out to other people. Napaka-importante nito. Responsibility, of course, fostered by respect for themselves, that is cultivated by assigning children duties within the family, making them accountable for their action, and giving them room to make wrong choices once in a while. Okay? So, ito yung mga bagay na dapat ito yung mga bagay na dapat as a social legacy na natututunan natin sa ating mga ancestor, at ito din yung dapat na maipapamana natin sa ating mga future children. Also, unconditional love and acceptance by their parents. Combine the unconditional acceptance with the parents' discipline for bad behavior or action. The setting of social boundaries concerning how to relate to God, authority, peers, and environment, and siblings. So, importante ito, setting the social boundaries and rules that are given within the loving relationship, of course. So next, we also have here the spiritual legacy. Ano naman ang meron with the spiritual legacy? So the spiritual legacy is the least in priority, but that's a mistake. So as a spiritual being, we adapt attitude and beliefs about spiritual matters from one person or another. Parents need to take an initiative and present faith to their children. So napaka-importante nito, lalo na sa ating mga magulang, na dapat tinuturuan natin yung ating mga anak with this. So the church is there to support parents in raising their children, but it cannot do the raising. Only parents can. And parents are the primary and spiritual upbringing. Children perceive God the way they perceive their parents. So, kung ano yung pinapakita sa atin ng parents natin, yun yung nakikita natin sa parents natin, yun yung naa-adapt natin. So, as parent, I need to be careful on what I am doing kasi alam ko, unconsciously, yun yung nakikita ng mga anak ko. So here are the 5 things you do that predict whether your children will receive the spiritual legacy a Christian parent desire. Do you acknowledge and reinforce spiritual realities? Do your children know, for example, that Jesus loves everyone? Or that God is personal, loving, and will forgive us? Okay, so let's ask ourselves. View God as a personal, caring being who is to be loved and respected. So, as a Christian parent, tanungin natin yung sarili natin kung nagagawa ba natin or napapakita ba natin to sa ating mga anak. So here are the 5 things you do that predict whether your children will receive the spiritual legacy a Christian parent desire. So, do you make spiritual activities a routine part of life? Ano ba yung routine na nagagawa natin para yung spiritual legacy ng ating mga anak ay nakikita natin? Clarify timeless truth, what's right and wrong, and incorporate spiritual principles into everyday living. So this is from The Source of Your Heritage by J. Otis Ledbetter and Kurt Brunner. So for this activity, you are going to answer this one. And then, thank you for listening, and that's all for lesson 23. Hopefully, ay may natutunan po tayo for this lesson.